The recent Art Me Up Goes to City Hall exhibit generated some discussion recently on the role that public art plays in our lives. Recent large-scale public art pieces by Jupiterfab and JuiceWillis will no doubt do the same. Jupiterfab is a European artist who has painted murals in several countries. He spent a week recently working in downtown St. Catharines.
When I paint a mural, it's for a lot of people. It's for everybody, you know, and that's what I like. That's the reason why I started painting murals, because for me, murals, like as in the original concept, when murals was born, is to talk, to communicate, to make people reflect. What I also like of a mural is that piece is going to be there for a long time, I guess. So people, like every day, many people around this area are going to see this piece for like in many days, when it's raining, when it's sunny, when it's snowing, when they are happy, when they are sad.
Jupiterfab's mural is on the corner of St. Paul and Garden Park. He hopes that it will prompt some discussion on our preoccupation with cell phones.
We are really kind of addicted to mobile phones, you know, like that's like a normal thing that you can see like every day around. In a way, it has become normal, but it's not completely normal. You know? When you are surrounded by people around you, you're supposed to talk with the people around you and not just with your mobile phone, no? And so, yeah, that's what I'm trying to represent with this piece. Like, just let people reflect about what's happening, and I don't pretend to change the world, but at least let them think about it.
In Niagara Falls, this house on Robinson Street was given a fresh look thanks to management from the Doubletree Resort and Niagara artist JuiceWillis.
They threw a little bit of money at supplies and basically said, go nuts. So then in the winter of the 2015 to 16 there, we were out here for a couple of weeks, every night basically, and we had the floodlights on, and it was snowing and, you know, negative 20 degrees, and we're out here painting. It's a pretty intense experience, and but it was well worth it.
How much of this is planned out beforehand, and how much of this just happens organically once you start?
In this case, because we kind of had free range, you know, there was very little limits as to what we could do. We actually freestyle a lot of it.
The project had to win over some early detractors from the neighborhood.
When we first started painting, we actually had some people come by at the beginning and think, well, people from the area, and there was two people that said, you know, I don't know if I like this, you know, shouldn't you have asked the community if they wanted something like this to go up? And then both the people actually ended up coming back and saying, oh, this is awesome.
As the neighbors came around to embrace it, now Willis waits and hopes that civic and business leaders will find a way to do the same for arts in Niagara.
And I think that's the biggest issue, and that's for local arts in general, is that there's not enough support by the people that have a lot of resources. They don't see the value in what any art might do. And if you own one of these big buildings around here, what goes to say that you can't drop, you know, create a budget line for $15,000 a year for artwork? I mean, it's not really a lot to ask. And if everybody did that, then artists would be able to thrive in this area, and this whole cultural revival that Niagara's trying to go through might actually kick.
Many consider public art a factor in what makes up the attractiveness and identity of a community. What do you think? Head over to our Facebook page and leave us a comment. In Niagara, you're watching The Source.